The Complete Works of Swami Vivekananda, Volume 5, Section 1, Epistles, 55, 22, 228 W, 39th Street, New York, 20th December 1895. Dear Elasinga, have patience and be faithful unto death. Do not fight among yourselves. Be perfectly pure in money dealing. We will do great things at. So long as you have faith and honesty and devotion, everything will prosper. In translating this suktas, pay particular attention to the bhashyakaras, commentators, and pay no attention whether to the Orientalist, whatever the Orientalist is. They do not understand a single thing about our Shastras, scriptures. It is not given to dry philosophists to understand philosophy or religion. For instance, the word anidha avatam, anidhavatam in Rigved was translated, he lived without breathing. Now, here the reference is really to be chief pran, and avatam has the root meaning for unmoved, that is, without vibration. It describes the state in which the universal cosmic energy or pran remains before the kalpas cycle of creation begins with the bhashyakars. Explain according to our sages and not according to the so-called European scholars. What do they know? Be bold and fearless, and the road will be clear. Mind you have nothing whatsoever to do with the theologist or theosophist. If you all stand by me and do not lose patience, I am sure we shall do great work at. The great work will be in England, my boy, by and by. I feel you sometimes get disheartened, and I'm afraid you get temptations to play in the hands of the theosophist. Mind you, the Guru Bhakta will conquer the world. This is the one evidence of history. It is faith that makes a lion of a man. You must always remember how much work I have to do. Sometimes I have to deliver 2 to 3 lectures a day, and thus I make my way against all odds. Hard work, any weaker man would die. Hold on with faith and strength, and be truth. Be honest, be pure, and don't quarrel among yourself. Jealousy is the bane of our race. With love of you, or with love to you and all our friends there. Yours, Vivekanand. 56 228 West to 28 West 39th Street, New York, 10 February 1896. Dear sister, I was astonished at learning that you have not received my letter yet. I wrote immediately after the receipt of yours and also sent you some booklets of the 3 lecturers I delivered in New York. This Sunday, public lectures are now taken down in shorthand and printed. 3 of them made 2 little pamphlets, several copies of which I have forwarded to you. I shall be in New York 2 weeks more, and then I go to Detroit to come back to Boston for a week or two. My health is very much broken down this year by constant work. I am very nervous. I have not slept a single night with soundly this winter. I am sure I am working too much. At a big work waits me in England. I will have to go through it, and then I hope to reach India and have a rest all the rest of my life. To I have tried at least to do my best for the world, leaving the result to the Lord. Now I am longing for rest. Hope I will get some and the Indian people will give me up. How I would like to become dumb for some years and not talk to at all. I was not made for these struggles and fights of the world. I am naturally dreamy and restful. I am a born idealist, can only live in the world of dreams. The very touch of fact disturbed my vision and makes me unhappy. Thy will done. Thy will be done. I am ever grateful to you, 4 sisters. To you I owe everything I have in this country. May you be ever blessed and happy. Wherever I be, you will always be remembered with the deepest gratitude and sincerity. purest love. The whole life is the succession of dreams. My ambition is to be a conscious dreamer. That is all. My love at all. To Sister Josephine, ever your affectionate brother Vivekanand. 57. 228 the West, 228 West 30th Street, New York, 13 February 1896. Blessed and beloved, about the sannyasin coming over from India, I am sure he will help you in the translation work, also in other work. Later on, when I come, I may send him over to America. Today, another sannyasi has been added to the list. This time, it is a man who is genuine American and a religious teacher of some standing in the country. He was Dr. Street. He is now Yoganand, as his learning is all towards yoga. I have been sending regularly reports to the Brahma Vadhin from here. They will be published soon. It takes such a long time for things to reach India. Things are growing nobly in America. As there was no hocus pocus from the beginning, the Vedanta is drawing the attention of the highest classes in American society. Sarat Berhard, the French actress, has been playing Isiel here. It is a sort of Frenchified life of Buddha, where a courtesan Isiel wants to seduce the Buddha under the banyan, and the Buddha preaches to her the vanity of the world, whilst she is sitting all the time in the Buddha's lap. However, all is well that ends well. The courtesan fails. Madame Berhand act the courtesan, and I went to see the Buddha's business, and Madame spying me in the audience wanted to have an interview with me. I swell and a swell family of my acquaintance arranged the affair. A Swan family of mine acquaintance arranged the affair. There were beside Madame Miss Morel, the celebrated singer, also great electrician Tesla. Madame is a very scholarly lady and has studied up the metaphysics a good deal. Miss Moral Moral was been interested, but Mr. Tesla was charmed to her about the Vedantic Pran and Akash and the Kalpas, which according to him are the only theories modern science can entertain. Now both Akash and Pran again are produced from the cosmic Mahat, the universal mind, the Brahma or the Ishwar. Mr. Tesla think he who can demonstrate mathematically that force and matter are reducing to the potential energy. I am to go and see him next week to get this new mathematical demonstration. In that case, the Vedantic cosmology will be placed on the surest of foundation. I am working a good deal now upon the cosmology and eschatology of the Vedanta. I certainly see their perfect unison with modern science, and the elucidation of one will be followed by that of the other. I intend to write a book later on in the form of questions and answers. The first chapter will be on cosmology, showing the harmony between the Vedantic theories and the modern science. The eschatology will be explained from the Advaitic standpoint only. That is to say, the dualist claims that the soul after that passes on to the solar sphere, thence to the lunar sphere, and thence to the electric sphere. Thence he is accompanied by the Purush to the Brahmalok. Thence, says the Advaitist, he goes to Nirvana. Now, on the Advaitic side, it is held that the soul neither comes nor goes, and that all these spheres or layers of the universe are only so many various products of the Akash and Pran. That is to say, the lowest or the most condensed is the solar sphere, consisting of the visible universe, in which Pran appears as a physical force and Akash has a sensible matter. The next is called the lunar sphere, which surrounds the solar sphere. This is not the moon at all, but the habitation of God. That is to say, Pran appears in it has psychic force, and Akash has tantra mantras, has and that is to say, Pran appears in it has a psychic force, and Akash has the tanmatras or fine particles. Beyond this is the electric sphere, that is to say, a condition in which the Pran is almost inseparable from the Akash, and you can hardly tell whether electricity is force or matter. Next is the Brahmalok, where there is neither Pran nor Akash, but both are merged in the mind stuff, the primal energy, and here there been ni- never neither pran nor akash, and here there been neither pran nor akash. The jiva contemplates the whole universe as some samishti, or the sum total of mahat or mind, samishti, or the sum total of mahat or mind. This appears as a purush, or abstract universal soul, yet not the absolute, for still there is multiplicity. For from this the Jiva finds at last the unity which is the end. Advaitists say that these are the visions which rise in succession before the Jiva, who himself neither goes nor comes, and that in the same way this present vision has been projected. The projection and the dissolution must take place in the same order. Only only one means goes backward and the other comes out. How has each individual can only can only see his own universe. That universe is created with his bondage and goes away with his liberation, although it remains for others who are in the bondage. Now, name and form constitute the universe. A wave in the ocean is the wave only in so far as it is bound by name and form. If the wave subside, it is the ocean, but those name and form have immediately vanished forever. So, though the name and form of wave could never be without water that was fashioned into the wave by them, yet the name and form themselves were not the wave. They die as soon as ever it returns to water, but other names and forms live in the relation to the other waves. This name and form is called Maya, and the water is Brahman. The wave was nothing but water all the time. Yet, as a wave, it had a name and form. Again, this name and form cannot remain for one moment separated from the wave, although the wave has water can remain eternally separate from the name and form, but because the name and form can never be separated, they can never be said to exist, yet they are not zero. This is called Maya. I want to work all this out carefully, but you will see at a glance that I am on the right track. It will take more study in philosophy on the relations between the higher and the lower centers to fill out the psychology of mind, chitta stuff, and the buddhi, intelligence, and so on. But I have clear light now, free of all hocus pocus. I want to give them dry, hard reasons, softened in the sweetest syrup of love and made spicy with intense work and cooked in the kitchen of yoga, so that even the baby can easily digest it. Yours, Vivekanand. 50th USA, 17 February 1896. Dear Alasanka, I have used some very harsh words in my letter which you ought to excuse. As you know, I get nervous at times. The work is terribly hard, and the more it is growing, the harder it is becoming. I need a long rest very badly. Yet a great work is before me in England. How have patience, my son. It will grow beyond all your expectations. Every work has got to pass through hundreds of difficulties before succeeding. Those that preserve purpose, those that perceive will see the light sooner or later. And I have succeeded now in rousing the very heart of the American civilization. New York, but but it has been a terrific struggle. I have spent nearly all I had on this New York work and in England. Now things are in such a shape that they will go on. Just as I am writing to you, every one of my bones is penning after last afternoon's long Sunday public lecture. Then you see, to put the Hindu ideas into English and then make out of a dry philosophy an intricate mythology and queer sterling psychology or religion which shall be easy, simple, popular, and at the same time meet the requirement of the highest mind is the task only those can understand who have attempted it. The dry, the abstract Advait must become living, poetic in everyday life. Out of the hopeless, intricate mythology must come concrete moral forms, and out of bewildering Yogism must come, the most scientific and practical psychology, and all this must be put in the form so that the child may grasp it. That is my life's work. The Lord only knows how far I can succeed. To work, we have the right, not to fruits thereof. It is hard work, my boy, hard work, to keep oneself steady in the midst of the whirl of Kamakanchaya, Kamakanchana, Kamakanchana, lust and gold, and hold on to one's own ideals until disciplines are molded to conceive of the ideas of realization and perfect renunciation is indeed difficult work, my boy. Thank God, already there is a great success. I cannot blame the missionaries and others for not understanding me. They hardly ever saw a man who did not care in the least about woman and money. At first, they could not believe into it to be possible. How could they? You must not think that the Western nation have the same ideas of chastity and purity as the Indians. Their equivalent are virtue and courage. People are now flocking at me. Hundreds have now become Hundreds of now become convinced that there are men who can really control their body's desire and very reverence and respect for this principle are growing. All things come to him who waits. May you be blessed forever and ever. Yours with love, Vivekanand. 59 Boston, 23rd March 1896. Dear Alasinga, one of my new sannyasi is indeed a woman. The others are men. I am going to make some more in England and take them over to India with me. These white faces will have more influence in India than the Hindus. Moreover, they are vigorous. The Hindus are dead. The only hope of India is from the masses. The upper class are physically and morally dead. My success is due to my popular style. The greatness of the teacher consists in the simplicity of his language. I am going to England next month. I'm afraid I have worked too much. My nerves are almost shattered by this long continued work. I don't want you to be sympathized, but only I write this so that you may not expect much from me now. Work on the best way you can. I have very little hope of being able to do great things now. I am glad, however, that a good deal of literature has been created by taking down stenographic notes of my lectures. 4 books are ready. Well, I am satisfied that I have tried my best to do good and shall have a clear, conscience when I retire from work and sit down in the cave. With love and blessings to all, Vivekananda. 60 USA March 1896. Dear Alasinga, pull push on with the work. I will do all I can if it pleases the Lord. If it pleases the Lord. Hello, hello, grabbed hello grabbed. Sannyasins will be common here and in England. Work on, my child. Mind so long as you have faith in your guru. Nothing will be able to obstruct your way. That translation of the three bhashyas commentaries will be a great thing in the eyes of the Western. Wait, my child, wait and work on. Patience, patience. I will burst on the public again in good time. Yours with love, Vivekanand. 61 New York, 14th April 1896. Dear Dr. Nanajundha Rao, I received your note this morning. As I am sailing for England tomorrow, I can only write a few hearty lines. I have every sympathy with your proposed magazine for boys and will do my best to help it on. You ought to make it independent. Following the same lines has the Brahmavadin, only making the style and matter much more popular. As for example, there is a great chance, much more than you ever dreamed of, for those wonderful stories scattered all over Sanskrit literature to be rewritten and made popular. That should be the one great feature of your journal. I will write stories, as many as I can when time permits. Avoid all attempts to make the journal scholarly. The Brahmavadin stands for that, and it will slowly make its way all over the world. I am sure. Use the simplest language possible, and you will succeed. The main feature should be the teachings of principles through stories. Don't make it metaphysical at all. As to the business part, keep it wholly in your hands. Too many cooks spoil the broth. In India, the one thing we lack is the power of combination organization, the first secret of which is obedience. I have also promised to help starting a magazine in Bengali in Calcutta. Only the first year I used to charge for my lectures. The last 2 years, my work was entirely free of all charges. As such, I have almost no money to send you or the Calcutta people, but I will get people to help you with the funds very soon. Go on bravely. Do not expect success in the day or year. Always hold on to the highest, be steady. Oh, avoid jealousy and selfishness. Be obedient and eternally faithful to the cause of truth, humanity, and your country, and you will move the world. Remember, it is the person, the life, which is the secret of power, nothing else. Keep this letter and read the last lines whenever you feel worried or jealous. Jealousy is the bane of all slaves. It is the bane of our nation. Avoid that always. All blessings attend you and all success. Yours affectionately, Vivekanand. 62, England, 14 July 1896. Dear Dr. Nanjunda Rao, the number of Prabudha Bharata have been received and distributed to the classes. It is very satisfactory. It will have a great sale, no doubt, in India. In America, I may get also a number of subscribers. I have already arranged for advertising it in America, and Good Year has done it already. But here in England, the progress will be slower indeed. The great drawback here is they all want a start papers of their own, and it is right that it should be so, seeing that after all, no foreigner will ever write the English language as well as the native Englishman, and the ideas, when you put in good English, will spread farther than in Hindu English. Then again, it is much more difficult to write a story in a foreign language than an essay. I'm trying my best to get you subscribers here, but you must not depend on any foreign help. Nations, like individuals, must help themselves. This is a real patriotism. If a nation cannot do that, its time has not yet come. It must wait. It is from Madras that the new light must spread all over India. With this end, you must work. One point I will remark, however, the cover is simply barbarians. It is awful and hideous. If it is possible, change it. Make it symbolical and simple, without human figures at all. The banyan tree does not mean awakening, nor does the hill, nor the saint, nor the European couple. The lotus is a symbol of regeneration. We are awfully behindhand in art, especially in that of painting. For instance, make a small scene of spring awakening in the forest, showing how the leaves and birds are coming again. Slowly go on. That there are hundreds of ideas to be put forward. You see the symbol I made for the Rajayog, printed by the Logman Green and Co. You are you can get it at Bombay. It consists of my lecture on Raja Yoga in New York. I am going to Switzerland next month, Sunday, and shall return to England in the autumn and take up the work again. I want rest very badly, you know. Yours with all the blessings, Vivekanand. 63, Switzerland, 6th August 1896. Dear Alasanga, I learned from your letter the bad financial state the Brahmavadin is in. I will try to help you when I go back to London. You must not lower the tone. Keep up the paper. Very soon I will be able to help you in such a manner as to make you free of this nonsense teacher business. Do not be afraid. Great things are going to be done, my child. Take heart, the Brahmavadini is a jewel. It must not perish. Of course, such a paper has to be kept up by private help always. And we will do it. Hold on a few months more. Max Muller's article of Sri Ramakrishna has been published in the 19th century. I will send you a copy as soon as I get it. He writes me very nice letters and wants matter for a big work on Ramakrishna's life. Write to Calcutta. Write to Calcutta to send all the materials they can to Max Muller. I have received the communication of the American paper before. You must not publish it in India. Enough of this newspaper blazoning. I am tired of it anyhow. Let us go let us go our own way and let fools talk. Nothing can resist truth. I am, as you see, now in Switzerland and am always on the move. I cannot and must not do anything in the way of writing, nor much reading either. There is a big London work waiting for me from next month. In winter, I am going back to India and will try to set things on their feet there. My love to all. Work on. Brave hearts fail not. No saying now. Work on. The Lord is behind the work. Mahashakti is with you. Yours with love and blessing, Vivekanand. P.S. Do not be afraid, money and everything will come soon. 64, Switzerland, 8th August 1896. Dear Alasinga, since writing to you a few days ago, I have found my way to let you know that I am in the position to do this for the Vadin. I will give you rupees 100 a month for a year or two. That is 60 euros or 70 euros a year. That is as much as would cover 100 a month. That will set you free to work for the Brahmavadini and make it better success. Mr. Money Iyer and few friends can help in raising fund that would cover the printing, etc. What is the income from in subscription? Can this be employed to pay the contributors and get a finer series of articles? It is not necessary that everybody should understand all that is written in the Brahmavadini, but that they must subscribe from patriotism and good karma. The Hindus, I mean, several things are necessary. First, there should be a secretly integrity. Not that I even hint that any of you would digress from it, but the Hindus have a peculiar Sloveniness in business matter, not been sufficiently methodical and strict in keeping accounts, etc. Secondly, entire devotion to the cause. knowing that your salvation depends upon making the Brahmavadin a success. Let this paper be your Ishta Devata, and then you will see how success comes. I have already sent for Abhidhanand from India. I have already sent for Abhidhanand from India. I hope there will be no delay with him as it was with the other Swami. On the receipt of this letter, you send me a clear account of all the income and expenses of the Vadin, so that I may judge from it what best can be done. Remember that perfect purity, disinterestedness, and obedience to Guru are the secret of all success. A big foreign circulation of religious paper is impossible. It must be supported by the Hindus if they have any sense of virtues or gratitude left to them. By the by, Mrs. Annie Besant invited me to speak at her lodge on Bhakti. I lectured there one night. Colin Olcott also was there. I did it to show my sympathy for all sect. Our countrymen must remember that in things of the spirit, we are the teachers and not foreigners, but in the things of the world, we ought to learn from them. I have read Max Muller's article, which is a good one, considering that when he wrote it 6 months ago, he had no material except Mazumdar's leaflet. Now he writes now he writes me a long and nice letter offering to write a book on Sri Ramakrishna. I have already supplied him with much matter, but a good deal more is needed from India. Work on, hold on, be brave, dare anything and everything. It is all misery. This samsara, don't you see? It is all misery. This samsara, don't you see? Yours with blessings and love, Vivekananda. 50, 65. Lucerne, 23rd August 1896. Blessed and beloved. Today I received a letter from India written by Abhidhanand that in all probability he had started on the 11th August by the BISN SS Mombasa. He could not get an early steamer, else he would have started earlier. In all probability, he would be able to secure a passage on the Mombasa. The Mombasa will reach on London about the 15th of September. As you already know, Miss Muller changed the date of my visiting Diocene to the 18th to the 19th September. I shall not be in London to receive Abhidhanand, he is also coming without any warm clothings, but I'm afraid by that time it will begin to cool in England and he will require at least some underwear and an overcoat. You know all about these things much better than I, so kindly keep a lookout for this Mombasa. I expect also another letter from him. I am suffering from a very bad cold indeed. I hope by this time Mohin Mohin's money from the Raja has arrived to your care. If so, I do not want the money I gave him back. You may give him the whole of it. I had some letters from Goodwin and Saradhananda. They are doing well. Goodwin and Saradhananda, and they are doing well. Also, one from the Mrs. Bull, regretting that you and I could not be corresponding members of some society she is founding at Cambridge. I do remember to have written to her about your and my non-equivalency in this membership. I have not yet been able to write even a line. I had not a moment time even to read, climbing up hill and going down dale all the time. We will have to begin the march again in the few days. Kindly give my love and to Mohin and Fox when you see them next. With love to all our friends. Yours ever, Vivekanand.